this is my environment. I have multiple sites. I have a development site in Europe. You can see this one is my development site in Europe. This one contains all the versions that I'm going to deploy. And then I have a couple of edge nodes. So I have edge nodes on GCP and on AWS in the US. I also have one hiding here in Australia somewhere. And what I'm going to do in this demo, I'm going to create and release bundles for all of our products, and I'm going to distribute them to all of the edge nodes. But the first thing I would like to do is, once the software is distributed, I want to download it. And for this, I want to have an access token. This access token will allow you to authenticate and download the software. And I would like to use Access Federation for that. So I'll go to the Access Federation configuration page. And here, I can configure the relationships between my access servers. So what I would like to do is create a new star topology. I can also have a mesh, but in this case, I need a star. And here, I select the source access. So this is the source. Whenever I'll create some new stuff in it, it will be synchronized to all the others. So I'm taking my environment in Europe. And then I will use the edge nodes as my targets. So when I create the access token in Europe, it will be synchronized to the edge nodes. So, and then I have to choose what I want to sync. So in this case, I will choose to sync everything, the users, the groups, the permissions, because I also have a permission target that I need to replicate. And let's click Finish. OK, so now I have Access Federation configured, and I just need to create my access token. So I will use the Artifactory REST API. I have this Postman here. And I'm going to create an access token. And this is for a user called Robot. It's my Robot account. And it has permissions to download. So, OK, I have this access token. I will get back to it shortly. Now let's look at the release bundles. So I'll switch to JFrog distribution. OK, so you see that SSO is working. I don't need to relog in. Now, in this screen, I can see all the release bundles that I already have there. So you can see I've been playing with this demo. And there is a release bundle for Artifactory, another one for X-Ray, one for Mission Control, and one for distribution. And let's look at the Artifactory release bundle. So on the left side, you see all the versions of this release bundle. Every time I create a new version, it's basically a new set of artifacts. And then you can see the files that are part of this release bundle. So they are grouped by types. So this is, for example, all the Docker image with all the layers. And if I look here, I'll see that I have the Debian, the RPM, and the zip distributions of Artifactory. And for each one of them, I can see information about the file, the checksum, the size, all the properties that I have, and so on. I also have I can have release notes. I didn't invest in that much. And I can also see the release bundle original JSON structure. Now, I will switch to my Jenkins. And here I have a pipeline that basically knows how to create the release bundles. So every step of the pipeline knows to create a release bundle for a different type of product. And I'm going to run it now and create a new distribution. So I have to choose the versions. This is built so I can choose the versions of the product. So those are the versions that we actually have in Enterprise Plus. So it's Artifactory 6, Mission Control 3, distribution version 1, and X-Ray, it's 2.1. Now, I'm only going to create the bundles. I'm not going to distribute them yet. Okay, so the pipeline is running. It will take a couple of seconds. It needs to run the AQL queries to collect the artifacts and to create a new version. OK, so I'm done. Let's go back to distribution. OK, so you can see that the latest version have changed. It's 1.7.9, same as my build. And if I look inside, you can see that I actually have Artifactory 6. Now, the next step, I'm going only to distribute Artifactory for the sake of the demo. So I'm going to do it from the UI. It's also possible to do it from the REST. And and I'm going to choose distribute version. And now I have to choose all the target edge nodes for the distribution, and basically run distribute. I can track the progress of the distribution. You can see that it's moving OK. Completed in US East, completed in Google in OK, I completed the distribution. So now the release bundle and the artifacts are actually on my edge nodes. So let's take a look at one of the edge nodes. Okay, here I need to log in because it's connected to a different access service. And not this one. OK, this is the Artifactory UI. You can see that you can also view the release bundles that are on the edge node from the Artifactory UI. So basically, I have everything here. Let's look at Artifactory. It's exactly what I was expecting. So everything is ready. And now you need to do whatever you want to do to provision the software. In this case, I created this small Python script that's running a REST API query on the edge nodes, looking for the latest version of the release bundle. In the release bundle, it looks up the path for the RPM installer and downloads the file, and then verifies the checksum just to see that everything is good. And for that, I need my access token. So I need to copy the access token, provide it to the script. And let's see. So now the script has found that the latest version is 179. It found the RPM, performed and used the CLI, JFrog CLI, in order to authenticate and download the files. And finally, verify the checksum. And now I have Artifactory ready to be installed.